Today the S4 is going to be getting even faster in our quest for a 10-second pass. So today we're going to be installing some JHM test pipes in order to have a Bluetooth CAT setup and to make sure that I can do the two-step launches with the new 034 tune. So this is going to be fun. The install is quite involved, but thankfully Mike and Lexi reached out to me at Florida Speed and Performance. Big shout out to them. And they said I could use the lift to do the install. So it shouldn't be too bad on the lift. It's going to be a lot better than doing it on the ground like I originally thought I was going to. Almost there at the shop. If you guys recall, this is the same exact shop that I dynoed Sally at and made my numbers. So this is awesome. But I do think the car is going to get a good bit louder with the test pipes. That's what everyone says online. Not so much at idle, but pretty much, you know, under some load, it does get a lot louder. Now, the most important part about this, or the coolest part, I think, is being able to shoot flames out of the exhaust before you launch. That's what I want it for, you know. We're catted right now, pretty restricted. If you do that with the cats, you will melt them out. And not only that, you probably can clog them and blow your motor. So that's why they don't recommend using the test pipe file unless you actually have test pipes. Last little thing before we do get it on the lift, I'm gonna play some clips of the before. Exhaust note, we're not going to do some revs, so you don't really have that much time. I'm really trying to bang out this install as fast as possible. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Did the car get louder? We will see in just a second. To show you guys some of the cool cars at the shop here after, but we've got the car up in the air. I think the first step here is going to be to loosen up those subframe bolts or the brace. So it's like 4 of them. And there's an AC line on that too, so we're just gonna take it step by step. Getting the exhaust off is literally terrible. Like yeah, like, I don't know why the bolts are facing this way. It's impossible. You gotta use the pry bar and try to hit the wrench with it, and it's just like taking forever. I don't know, it's a lot of effort. So now the entire exhaust dropped out. If you have a factory exhaust, you don't have to take the full thing off, but since I don't, this is my exhaust setup, MagnaFlow in the middle. We had to take the whole thing out. It's just a couple bolts, but this was the biggest pain. We actually ended up doing this through the engine bay. I would have recorded it, but I was busy doing it. And then these 3 came out without going through the top, and this one, we had to go through the top. We just took the transmission cross member bolts out. There's 4 of them. And now you can drop the transmission. We're supporting it with that, and the drive shaft is gonna slightly flex down. And this should give us enough room to do this. Now I'm going ahead and dropping the subframe. So we've got these 2 here, those 2 there, and it's gonna give us clearance to get the OEM cat down. There's actually, how many more up front? 2 more? Yeah, 2 more up front on each side. Here's the current status update. Working those bolts out wasn't too bad. Took a little bit, and I think we need to cut something here. We'll see in just a second to get this side out on the driver's side.
Damn, the same.
Yeah, it's hard to cut, right?
Yeah. Good Lord.
No, it's not breaking. There we go. Inspect this cat that came out the other side. I mean, the other one's looking similar to this as well. You can see the honeycomb, if I can get it to focus, is starting to go. It is cracking. So it was only a matter of time before these cats failed. This is a dual pulley E40 car. I'll take a separate video for that because it's not focusing. And yeah, this should free up a good amount of power with these new test pipes. Check out the other cars at the shop. We got a S197 GT500. That's my favorite GT500. We got this thing. What even is that? Powered by Ford. Oh, it's a Shelby GT. That's sick. And then we got an F82 like Devin's. Whole bunch of cars here. Oh yeah, let's check out this Bronco on the lift. Actually, it only took us, what, to get to this point? 3 hours. So the bolt up should be easy. This Bronco is beautiful. Just had it on the dyno. as you can tell, the test pipes are now in there, just like the factory setup, or header, exit, whatever you want to call it, because technically that's not a down pipe. So, yep, they go in the same exact way. You reassemble the car, put the brace for the subframe, get the subframe back in, put in the cross member, and then the full exhaust is now back on the car as well.
A few moments later.
Let's see how much louder this thing is now with test pipes. So Mike's gonna give it a start. Sounds the same. Actually, never mind. Now I will admit, this thing is a lot louder. The drone is way more apparent. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I really like that no. I might have to add another muffler to this thing. Wow, that is a lot louder, boys. What the heck? Hope I got good clips of the install, because I didn't want to bother Mike and be like, yo, turn off the fan, all that type of stuff. And I tried to show as much as I could, because I was doing the install with him, obviously. I didn't want to leave him doing it while I filmed it, slow down the whole process. I mean, he was helping me out on a Saturday. That's a shop he owns. So I didn't want to slow him down and be like, wait, let me film every single step. So I hope I did a good enough job. You guys got the general idea of the test pipe install. And I think this thing just shot a flame out the back. I totally forgot, but right now there is a tropical storm going on, or actually a hurricane on the other coast of Florida. So we're getting the outer bands where I live. And I decided to drive through this. I mean, hey, at least the wrap looks cool, even though it's raining like crazy. Not gonna lie, I already flashed the Stage 2 Plus with the super duper throttle body and the test pipe, so that means that the two-step launch control is already active in here in the S4. I already tried out the two-step. It actually works the same exact way as the other launch control, so you pull back the cruise control all the way, and that activates it. And then as you can see on the dash, now we have our basically the same old thing where you can adjust the RPMs, and after that, the only different thing that you do is select dynamic mode, and then it does a two-step. Now, if you don't want it to do a two-step, even though you have the test pipe file on, you can go over to comfort mode, and it'll do the other launch control, which I think is fuel cut versus ignition cut, so it won't do the two-step. But I think the two-step is a little bit more of an aggressive launch. It shoots flames. It is sick. You guys will see what that looks like. Literally sat alive during the Florida hurricane, and I did it on live 2 times in a row. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and see what she does off of the two-step. Make sure everything's secure. Tijuana, Mexico is going crazy out here. We added a boat ramp to the map. But anyways, the first one bogged out like crazy. I think the two-step launch control is different than the other launch control, where it needs more RPM not to bog. So this one bogged like a mother, and it had a bad 60 foot. So I think we need to try again and raise it until we 60 foot a 1.6. So this time I raised the launch RPM, and I'm glad that I'm doing this before I go to the track, so I don't have to learn what's the ideal RPM on the track and then run bad times. So I set it to 2200. Let's see if it lets me do it. Okay, that was better, but it spun. So we're gonna have to knock down the launch RPM and try again. Last one, I lowered the launch RPM to 2100. So let's see. All right, Audi, please do your thing. Dang, it is just spinning. If if I can't get it to the 1.6 like I did on the other one, I'm just gonna launch without it because these tires can't take it. I'm gonna launch on the regular launch control, and it was pulling a 1.6 60 foot on the regular launch control. I think this might just be too aggressive for it. Alright, last one of the night. I don't usually beat on the car this much, but we are trying to figure things out, see what it'll go faster with on the street, or if the test pipes made a difference. So, gotta do it for the content, right? This is normal launch control, no two-step.
30, 60. Quarter mile.
So it went faster, but it's still spinning like crazy. So I think the power it picked up from the test pipe, which is
Half mile.
around like 5 to 10 wheel horsepower, is now blowing the tires off on every hit, and we cannot pull a 1.6 60 foot anymore. So I used to be able to pull a 1.6 64 on the street. Now that it makes a little bit more sauce, it can't hook up, and it's just spinning more and more and more.
3 days later.
So as you all can tell, unless you're going wide open, it sounds like a VQ with a straight pipe, which is straight trumpet, so it does not sound good at all. You definitely need to add like mufflers or something to it so it sounds a little bit better. But besides that, I mean, at wide open it sounds really good. That's the only time it sounds good. At idle and cold start, it's not the best. It's way too much, and it's annoying in the car. So yeah, if you guys want to see me get a full drag pack for this car, so it'll actually hook up now with the added power, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.